everybody? It's another date night. It's a Tuesday night, and we are the two birds. You got the Philly sports guy. It's actually, I got to change that because I didn't even realize all the things that I was doing. I didn't change that at all. I got to
Oh
change my
man.
name. I got to change my name. And of course, the beautiful Crystal, who just got her COVID shot. So
I
she's going to try to tough through this today. It's a tough
I
day
am.
today. It's a tough day today for her.
It's a tough.
Because I know what that's like. I know what it's like getting the COVID shot.
So
So
I got it yesterday, and so about 24 hours. It took. My arm's been super sore since I got the shot, but about 24 hours. And I started feeling really, really drained, and then I spiked a fever, which is FYI why I'm so pale because I do have makeup on. Shocker. Um, but yeah, I spiked a fever. I'm just really lethargic and super sore. I'm also sore. I made a stupid decision and I went to the gym today and worked out, and that was probably not a smart idea because that like drained me as well. So, you know what? I'm just gonna roll with it tonight. If I at any point I'm like I'm peacing out, I apologize, but hopefully I'll be good. I did
uh,
take
uh,
cold medicine too. And FYI, cold medicine is like me taking like heavy duty drugs and drinking a whole lot. So you never know what's going to come out of this mouth tonight.
well, hey, I understand completely. So hey, hopefully you'll be able to make it through. I know that it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world, but we'll
We'll
we'll be
go.
able to get through it. We'll be able to
You're
get through it tonight, especially since tonight is like one of the nights where I've been getting excited about this night for a week. Actually, it's been one of those things, and of course it got
I
a
love it
lot
when you get
louder in here
excited,
the moment
Jamie.
I started this show. But I tell you, it's literally I was ready to start talking about date night and the dating apps. We did this our first couple of weeks. Hey, listen, everybody who's on TikTok, follow us on
Come
Two
join
Birds,
us.
the Two Birds podcast with Jamie and Crystal. Come to see us on YouTube. It's going to be better down there, but I wanted to get everybody on TikTok today because we always do our TikToks, and I share this to all the people. I let them know that we're using their TikToks,
I
and
know.
it's
I tell guys all the I tell people all the time. I'm like, I use your TikToks on our podcast. If Shannon wants to come on, I use her TikToks all the time as well. She wants to come on at some point in time. She's just been crazy busy with work. I would love oh god, I can't remember his name because I have medicine brain. But he does we've showed his TikToks. He's the one that does the another dating podcast. I would love to have him on. He's got a whole different outlook on dating life. The 90%, I think it's the 90% man is his podcast as well. But
gotcha. Well, and I tell you, it's tonight. I am on 8 dating sites, eight
eight,
dating apps, and I was looking through them, and I'm like, wow, this is an amazing shit show. It is an
it is an
amazing shit
amazing shit
show
show.
of what happens with dating apps. It really is crazy. It really is absolutely crazy on what people are asking for, what they're doing, how they're doing it. I mean, I was just I'm like, wow, just wow. And I felt like, it's time to talk about this again because I tell you,
It's been a hot minute since we talked about it.
we
Do would
have
you
it.
would you consider TikTok a dating app?
So I I have a TikTok about that. So
Awesome.
we will touch base on that today, and I wanted to go through all the different dating apps, not just the dating apps themselves, but go over some of the very specifics of each dating app, what makes what dating app what, you know, and what people are looking for specifically, and on these dating apps. And that doesn't even include, I didn't even include Craigslist or Backdoor. Well, Backdoor is no longer even there anymore. But like, or like you take one of those crazy papers, like the newspapers, how they did it in the olden days, where you
I
put an
remember
ad in
those
the
for personal
newspaper.
ads.
So here we already got Danny. Danny's like, hey, I met my
He met his
uh,
wife on a free dating
on
page.
a free date page.
I like
So
it.
and that's figure them New Yorkers. That's anybody who's from New York. They're crazy anyway, so they go ahead and do whatever they want to do. But it really is
Do you
uh,
know how many dating apps I'm on?
right now zero.
One.
You're on one dating app.
I'm on one. I'm on Bumble because I can't log into my Bumble account and delete it. I have no idea.
Gotcha. Well,
Can't even log in. Have no idea what's going on in the world of Bumble. Can't even log in to delete it. So I've emailed Bumble a couple of times. Of course, no response because they don't really care about deleting your app. But
well, and I don't care about so. Bumble is one of the apps that I talk to people on. Uh,
I like
Also,
Bumble.
Bumble makes it so that the woman's got to be the one that actually initiates the conversation. And the moment that they do that, like the moment that they initiate the conversation, it's it's like usually it's like I know that when people start talking to me on Bumble, it usually the common is like four back and forths,
Yeah.
and then they delete me. And I don't know, like I ain't even done nothing wrong. Like it's just like, hey, how you doing? Trying to get to common ground, and then done.
And then they go
Okay.
away.
And I'm like, all right, well, perfect, because that saves me a lot of hassle from trying to do anything else. Tinder, Tinder's a different story. I mean, Tinder's the hey, I want to have sex app. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they say in their profile. They
No.
want to have sex. That's what they're looking for.
That's it. That's all it comes down to. That's it.
Yeah.
I lasted on Tinder for like 3 hours before that thing got deleted. I couldn't.
And then of course there's Badu. And I tell you, Badu is a very interesting app. You have to be actually you don't have to be anything, but you should be Hispanic. Hispanic is really what's on that app, and they like to. That's an app for trading pictures,
Is
sex
it?
pictures. Oh yeah. I learned that the hard way. Well, I learned that the fun way actually, because I got a whole bunch of pictures, and I'm like, wow, how about this? I'm like,
Wow.
that's pretty forward of you girls. They're like, yeah, so where's mine? What do you mean, where's yours? Yeah, I'm
That
like, no, this is.
yep. That
I
would be
had to
my
get schooled.
response to some guy sending me pictures too. Where's mine? I didn't say I was sending you anything.
Yeah, I know. It's like you got to get schooled on some of these apps. It's a little funny to me, and I did. Yeah, and it's a whole different set. Like I said, 80% of the people on there are Hispanic.
Hmm.
And also there are a tremendous amount of pre and post op trans.
Wow. Well, there you go, ladies and gents, and they and them.
Yes. So that's where, if you want to see a chick with a pee, that's the
That's where
place
you
to
go.
go. That's to go because she's going to send you a picture. You
There
know,
you go. There you
um,
go. Mr. Big and I were talking the other night of how like probably like 5, maybe even 10 years ago, we it used to be rude to call people they and them. And now it's their preference. And I'm like, what, like things are just flipping around like crazy.
they have no idea. They have no clue.
I think, you know what? I just think that if you have a question of, I think when we have a question of how you would like to be addressed, I think it should be perfectly acceptable for us to be like, how would you like to be addressed, and for them to tell us. Or if we don't address them correctly, they just say, you know what, I would please like to be addressed like this, and end the story.
You listen. When you dress a singular person as a they ain't a they. They ain't multiple people. And that means that they have multiple personalities. Then that means that they should be taking drugs for that. You know what I mean? I mean, I had no problem. You want to be called a her, you want to be called a he, you want to be called an it. That's fine. You know what I mean?
I
And
don't
it
care
is
what you want to be
singular.
called. I just want to be able to call you whatever you would like so that you don't feel disrespected. Whatever that
That's
is, I'm
exactly.
perfectly okay with it.
I don't care. I mean, listen, you can be whatever it is you want to be, but just because you identify as a dog doesn't mean that I got to call you Rover. You know what I mean? Yeah, because I'm not calling you Rover. I ain't calling you they. There ain't no person in the world, not one singular person I'm calling they or
They
them.
or
They
them.
or them, not me. I ain't doing it. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty progressive. I'm pretty
I would
progressive
just
with
prefer
how
to
I
call
do
you by
things.
your name at that point.
Exactly. And if you want whatever you want to be called by your name,
Right.
if you don't like your name, then tell me what to call you. But if you tell me to call you they, I ain't doing it. I ain't calling you they. It's just not
So
my thing.
I have a question for everybody out there, and I don't know, maybe there's some cross dressers listening right now because I have um or some drag queens. You know I love my drag. I love my drag. Um Big hair and crazy makeup and rhinestones everywhere. I'm all about that glitz and glam. But I was walking in the mall the other day, and there was, and I don't know if they or them identified as a male or a female, but it was a man dressed in woman's clothing, but he or she did not have their legs shaven.
Yeah,
So
good for
then
him.
that confuses me.
Yeah, and
Is
he's going
that
to
normal?
identify, as a lesbian, right?
I don't know. I didn't ask. I just noticed that I didn't know if that was I assumed, and assuming it's not the best thing, which is why I'm putting the question out there. Hello. Is why I put the question out there. Is that normal?
You know what? I have no idea what's considered normal anymore.
I
That's the
don't
part
know.
of the problem. That's part of the problem. And like I said, I have a care for individual people. If you're in front of me, I'm going to give you the respect of being in front of me. But don't shove down my throat what you think I should feel or think. Just like I don't shove down your throat what I feel or think. Don't shove it down mine.
I
You're a
think you were
you. You are a you. You know what I mean?
I
That's what you are.
I think you were shoving something down a girl's throat on a TikTok this weekend
Was I?
when she when she said, I forget. Oh, she was a Steelers fan.
Oh, yes. Yes. I didn't shove anything down her throat. Don't start saying that because people will start getting weird ideas like I was doing something wrong. I already got people going, this is uncomfortable. Oh, is it uncomfortable? Don't watch then. You know what I mean? Because she's a friend and I'm allowed to do whatever it is. She was fine with everything. I didn't take advantage of
Good,
her. She was well taken care of. She is a friend that we know. I asked her permission to do the TikTok. We
good.
did this all in fun. It was funny. She got a laugh out of it and
It,
thought it was
she was
hysterical.
she was laughing hysterically. She thought it was amazing.
Exactly. And that's what it's supposed to be about. It's not supposed to be crazy. It's not supposed to be weird. Everybody's like,
No.
oh my God, I'm triggered. Well, go trigger your ass somewhere else because I ain't dealing with you. I'm doing what I'm doing, and that's what I'm supposed to be doing. And I don't give a shit what you think or feel or how you're offended, your delicate sensibilities. I'm not dealing with your delicate sensibilities. Go somewhere else then because I ain't talking to you. She shared it on her page. She thought it
Perfect.
was a piss. She thought it was hysterical.
She did think it was hysterical, and it was really, really funny. It was good. And
Right.
and you could tell she was having fun and just enjoying it. And if
Exactly.
me
It
and you
wasn't
made
it
a
wasn't like
video
we were
very
doing anything
similar,
crazy.
I would have been laughing just as hard.
Right, exactly. So, and that's what it was supposed to be about. It was supposed to be a good time and fun, and that's what we were doing. We were having a good time and some fun. And she was the butt of the joke that time, and she enjoyed it, shared it, on Instagram.
Love
She
it.
snapped it and all those other things. I mean, it was funny to everybody, including her. So, but
Good.
this is the problem with some of the world right now because they get triggered. They're like, this is uncomfortable. Oh, is it uncomfortable? Then don't watch. Then don't watch. I'm
Don't
sorry
watch.
that you feel this is, and this is the problem with some of the dating apps. Like I'm gonna segue right into the dating apps here.
I
You
like
know,
it.
so I went on Hinge, and
Okay.
I tell you, I've realized that I'm not a Hinge guy.
You're not a Hinge guy?
I'm not a Hinge guy. First off, I have a problem. I have a problem when somebody wants to bring up politics in the before they even get to know somebody.
Yes.
You want to talk about, but I can't. I will not like a Trump fan. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Don't like a Trump fan. You know what? The fact that you said that though, because I'm not a Trump fan either. I think he's better than what we've got right now because this guy's a moron. But besides that, you know, it doesn't matter. I didn't care who became president because it really doesn't affect me as much as it affects everybody else. Everybody else wants to get triggered by it. I could care less. I'm going to live my life like I did before and after, because nothing's changed for me, and I don't really care one way or another. That all being said, if somebody has got to make sure, I started talking to somebody on Bumble who liked me actually, and then I liked them, and I went on there specifically, and she's like, "Hey, listen, just in case you were unsure on whether I was a Democrat or not, just gonna let you know I'm a liberal." Okay. And she's like, "Well, I need to know who you voted for." And I'm like, "You
No,
know
you
what?
don't.
You don't need to know who I voted for. And the fact that you're even asking me has nothing to do with dating, has nothing to do with knowing me. And the truth of the matter is that because you're doing this in the first place makes me already put up a red flag, like in
Yes.
your head, because it's
Yes.
so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous that you have to do this right out the bat, right off the get. I mean, I understand that politics is polarizing, but politics has no place in dating. Just like you don't talk about it at a bar, you don't talk about it at dating until you start
No.
to figure out whether you like somebody or not. If you're going to use that as one of the qualifiers, he's got to be a liberal. What? What? You're all right. So 70% of the population is not liberal. So now you're dealing with 30% of the population. Well, I hope you like smacked asses and dumb Fs. Because truth of the matter is that most of these liberals have no clue about anything. They just say that they're liberal. You know what I mean? I'm going to say that there's probably, and I'm not talking about all of them.
No.
There is some intelligent people who have chosen a liberal life, and that's great. Those people are also open-minded enough to talk to people about things. They don't have to say, "Well, you don't think the way I think, so I got to go somewhere else because you're going to make me angry." What? What? Get off of me. Get away from me. I don't want you around me. You're right. I have really good energy most of the time. And you don't need to talk to me. And listen, if you've got some liberal views, I mean, I've got some liberal views. I'm not a traditional Republican. I'm not a traditional Democrat. I'm not a traditional anything because I
I'm not a
like certain
traditional
things that
anything.
I like some things on this side. I like some things on this side. But you know what I do like? I like women. And I like to find out about women. And I like to date. And if you got a problem right off the door because I am not going to tell you who I voted for, then there's a big to you. You know what I mean? I don't need you because you're going to need
No.
me more because I already know what's out there. Listen, you're 51 years old. There's a reason why you're single now. And the fact that you can't open your mind beyond that is your problem. Is your problem, not mine.
Maybe you need to open. Maybe everybody just needs to open their mind up to everybody has a right to their own opinion and their own
Exactly.
thought
Everybody does
process.
have a right to their own opinion. Everybody does have a right to their own opinion, and but you shouldn't put it on a dating app if that's one of your qualifiers. Listen, so I'm going to tell. I'm going to tell a story. I'm going to tell a story, and I don't know if
Tell a
she's going to like
story.
the story or not. I don't know if that she's going to like the story or not. I may have
Uh
told
oh.
this last week. I was on a dating app. I was on Badu, and met somebody on Badu, and we started talking. She's far away. She got interested in what it is that I do. She's kind of becoming a business coach. We're not we're too far away from each other, and there may be a time when we meet, and if when we meet we'll decide whether we want to have relations or not. But beyond that, she's sending me stuff because she knows how to build a business plan, and I am not a business plan guy. I usually just go. I go. Yet but I met her off of a dating app. And halfway through, like after like 8 conversations, we brought up I brought up the fact that Hinge is a very liberal. You have to be, so there's two things on Hinge that you have to be: really big boned and liberal, because there ain't nobody else on there. At least none that I show. None that shows up on my page. You got to be big or liberal, and that's it. That's all I ever see. And I'm sorry if you're not big or liberal and you're on Hinge, you're on the wrong site. You're on the wrong app. And it sounds ridiculous, but that's the truth. That's the absolute truth. And it's and this is after, and like I said, I haven't. You don't swipe on Hinge. No, they got to change that whole thing. No swiping left or right. You have to hit the X, or you have to hit the like, and then when you hit the like, you want to hit they're like, hey, you want to use a rose on this chick? You could use a rose here. And I'm like, no, I don't want to use a rose. I'll just want to hit the like. Okay, fine. Because you only have one rose to use. You better really like that one.
Will
It's like
you
using the
accept my
super like.
rose?
It's like using the super like on
Yes.
on Tinder or on Bumble. You know,
You really
when you're
like that person.
yeah, like so, and I use the super like on occasion now. Now I actually want to put it in my bio.
That you
If you
use the
got
super like?
super liked, that means there was something in your thing that triggered me to want to do that, because I don't super like anybody. I could care less. You know what I mean?
If you're gonna super like the person, wouldn't you send them a message and be like, "This is what I liked about your profile," and not just super like them?
Yeah, but you can't really. You got to get a like back before you talk to them
Oh,
on all of these apps. So if they don't like me, if they, I figure that they haven't even gotten to me because, hey, listen, it's still 6 guys to every girl on every dating app. And then even after that, it's there's like only 20% of the women talk. So that means if there's 6 guys to every girl and one out of every 5 girls talk, that means there's like 12 guys to every woman on a dating app.
sounds about right.
Hey, Kinte, I put it out there to everybody. You could come on the podcast right now. We don't have to add you. You could just come. You can come on right now, Kinte. Just like everybody else. You could come on right now and talk to me about your dating app experience. I actually I have met some very cool people on the dating apps. Some people that I've remained friends with. I have not been I have not fallen in love.
Have
I'm,
you? Do you feel like? Do you feel like it's just a different way of networking?
no, I look at it like it's a Sears catalog.
Okay,
It's a Sears catalog.
we're
It's a
going shopping.
yeah, and it's like next page, next page, next page, next page. Oh, hold on, I like this one. Let me use this page over here. You know what I mean? It's that the apps are they really are ridiculous. They are super ridiculous. But I mean, It is a better way of trying to meet somebody. I look at it, I look at the apps as practice. You get to practice what you want in somebody.
What you should and should not say.
Right.
What you should and should not do on dates.
Well, what you should and shouldn't do on dates, they don't tell you any of. They don't give you any of that help. You come here to get dating, to get help. What you're supposed to do on dates. You know what I
You
mean?
can always ask me or Jamie. We'll tell you.
Exactly. You talking exactly. You were talking practice, not a game.
Practice.
Not a game. We're talking practice. We're
There's
talking
a difference
practice.
between playing a game and practicing. Dating to me, I always viewed dating like interviewing. That's how I always thought it.
See, now I look at Tinder as like the LinkedIn of dating. And like all these dating apps are like LinkedIn. This is somebody sending their resume. And you know
Yeah.
what? Most of you women, your resumes blow. Your resumes suck ass. Like literally. I mean, I'm
It's
on
true.
it is. It's
And
so horrible. It's
I
so
say this to you
horrible.
guys all the time.
Jen, you're on YouTube right now. You're on TikTok. Find me on YouTube right now. I would love for you to come on and talk about the dating apps. Jen is the ginger on Tinder. You know what I
I
mean?
love
The
Jen.
ginger from Tinder. And
Jen, we love you.
I, and so definitely come on, find us. It's two birds. It's the Two Birds Show or Two Birds Podcast with Jamie and Crystal. I would love for you to come on and talk about this because she knows that I'm right.
No,
And she
it's
gets,
so
and I love it
true.
when she sends her stuff because she's like,
And
"Hey, I got these great messages from these guys," and like, "Hey, when the guy's like, I'm a people pleaser." Are you kidding me?
I
Are you
so
kidding me?
you as a recruiter, do you know how many bad resumes I look at every day, all day long? That I rewrite people's resumes so they actually get a job. I say this to you guys all the time. I will perfectly happy to rewrite your dating profile for you so you finally get a date. If you are not getting dates, there's a reason why. There is something in there that is red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag, and you need to
Tons
change
of
it.
them, tons of red
Tons of them.
flags. I mean,
And
like I
I'm
said,
happy to help. I am happy to help.
the problem is that people who think of certain red flags, when they think of certain red flags, they think that they're green flags. They think that those are good things to say. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know what I mean? It's
No.
I and I am so bad with my dating apps too. Like I now tell people that I do a dating show on my dating apps. You know what I mean? Hey, I do a dating show. If you want to be on, let me know. And then I saw somebody else do the exact same thing, and I'm like, it's awesome. I want her to swipe right on me so that we could collaborate on the dating app, on the dating show. She didn't swipe right.
No.
Like, really? Are you
So
kidding me?
so Jamie, you have a question.
Do I have a question?
What's a good first date for taking somebody out that is currently incarcerated? You can't.
Yeah, hold on. You can't do that. They don't give conjugals anymore.
No.
Conjugals are long gone. And of
You
course, this is coming from the guy who came out here in the
I
tiger
know.
print robe. So we know who you are. We
We
know who
love
you
you. We
are.
adore you. You take them on a video chat. And that's about as far as you go as a video screen.
Exactly. Hopefully, figure out a way so that when you go talk to them, that you might be able to give a little rub and tug. And it's a smoking jacket.
It's a smoking
It's not a
jacket.
robe. It's a smoking jacket.
So Dan says, in his experience, dating apps, women have used photos that aren't theirs. FYI, again, red flag, and it very clearly can be figured out whether they're using photos of themselves or photos of somebody else. I can 100% tell you if you're using a photo of you or if you're using a photo of somebody else, or you're using 5 photos of somebody else and then you're throwing in a photo of you.
It's I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I feel like most of the women, I wish that they would allow or force you to have a date placed on the picture because you're looking at certain pictures and you know that you saw like three or four other pictures, and then you see this one. I'm like, it was like 4 years earlier. Now I have one picture on mine that shows my face really well, shows me with more hair, and and I'm not ever a big fan of showing your children. I don't ever want to show my children.
No.
What's up? What's up, Laura? How you doing? It's easier to come on the YouTube channel. You want to come on YouTube tonight? It's uh, Two Birds Podcast with Jamie and Crystal. Find it on YouTube. It's going to be a better experience than on TikTok.
It will be, and if you're not finding it in Jamie's TikTok link, it's in my TikTok link, so you can always click on me and go to my profile, click on the link there, and our podcast is all over my link in my bio.
So and I've always wondered about this catfishing when people are catfishing, and it's like you know. So like I said, I have that one picture on mine, and it's a picture with me and my son. And I don't ever like showing my children. Like I try my best not to. I think that that's a red flag, kind of. But it's such a great picture of me and him that I need to show it. It's like it shows us both really happy. It shows me with a little bit more hair, but it's definitely like it's short hair. It's definitely me. You could
You
tell
can
that
tell
it's
it's
me.
you.
You could tell it's me, and it's a couple years older, but I ain't changed much. I ain't changed at all. In fact, like I may have a little bit more wrinkles around my eyes, but that's about it. You know what I mean? And I am really particular on the pictures that I show because I want to. I love the horse picture. And I feel like that because I don't have a picture with me sitting next to my dog going, hey, this is my dog. You know what I mean? I'm not a dog. I'm not going to take pictures of my dog. I can't stand people that have more pictures of their pets than they do of them because I ain't dating their pets. I ain't interested
No.
in your pets. And the other thing I can't stand is let's just take a picture of here up.
No.
Well, because that tells me that you are uncomfortable with your body. Whether you're big or not is beside the point. You're uncomfortable with your body. If you're that uncomfortable with your body, you're already uncomfortable with dating in the first place. Just my opinion. We already have a little war going on here.
You do?
But I
The
got
filters
Dan
are for
asking
real. By
Danielle.
the way, I use filters all the time, and you guys tell me I look more beautiful in person when I actually meet you all than I do in my pictures. So I don't think filters are catfishing. I also wear makeup. I think a filter is just the same as wearing makeup.
I I don't think so. Not at all.
I do.
Not at all.
Well, we're gonna
Filters
have
are
to agree to
filters.
disagree.
Yeah, well, no, 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 because you are changing your look completely.
But I don't change my look completely.
You do. You absolutely do. You absolutely do. Now I don't want to. I don't not while you're suffering from a like little bit of COVID. I'm not going to get into this with you. But I
No,
will tell you,
it
that
will
you
not be
definitely
it
your
will it
filters
will
do not look like you whatsoever. When
oh
you do a
thank
filter on TikTok and stuff like that, I can absolutely tell, and I'm like, I don't like it. To be honest, I don't like it.
I know. I hear that a lot. But if, you know what? Maybe I just need to stop using filters. Maybe I just need to get over it.
Maybe,
Maybe.
but I mean, I don't use filters. You don't ever see me with my ears on, or
I don't ever have ears on.
when I stick my tongue out and it looks like a dog's tongue,
I
or
don't
like
do that either.
I can't stand it when women try to use those filters and then they use them for every picture. Like you
Yeah,
could
no.
tell, you could absolutely tell. Like and that's the other thing. Like Asian women love to use the eyes pictures. Like they use the eyes filter where their eyelashes look bigger, or they put on fake eyes where it's amazing to me because all these Asian women have like viewed like the most gorgeous eyes. I'm like, how is that even possible? It's because it's a filter. They filter their eyes. Of course, that's what's going on. You know what I
I
mean?
never filter my eyes.
No, you filter all the rest of you.
I normally filter like my complexion.
Right, exactly. You do the beauty filter. You know what I mean? I get it. You could tell. I could tell right away. I could tell right away every time. Every time. Yeah, filters
Filters
make your
make my
face look
face look
flawless.
flawless.
You know what? You know what they do when I do them? You know, like if I do a filter, because when I'm all painted up, it makes me look more ridiculous.
I'm perfectly okay with looking ridiculous.
You're using them trying to look better, and it hides stuff. You know, and I'm not. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of it, to be honest. I'm just not a fan. Just my opinion.
What if I'm just doing my makeup really good one day and I'm not using a filter at all?
Yeah, but you are. You
I
are
don't
using
always
this.
use them.
Okay. All right. You know,
I don't always use them.
anybody who wants to come on the podcast, I just sent out the link again. Hopefully, everybody will get to see it. If you're not following me on Facebook or YouTube here on TikTok, definitely come to the
Follow
YouTube.
us.
I'm trying to get other people to come on and see what they got to say about this. I did get some dating app TikToks.
Let's roll with it. I want dating
Let's
app TikToks.
Here we go. Let's do this. We're gonna start with my girl. We're gonna start with my girl.
I
This
love
not
it.
this is the one girl that I always bring on every week. She's always talking about the guys. Bam.
I don't like dating apps, and I've explained plenty of times in other videos as to why that is. But for those of you that are on dating apps or are looking to reach out to somebody via sliding in through the DMs, I'm going to just give you one thing that will be helpful for you men out there. When you're messaging the girl, especially very early on, do not just compliment her looks. Actually, if you could avoid complimenting her looks in general, like at all, especially if she is a very attractive girl, she's used to hearing that all of the time. You're not going to stand out. But there's something else that you can do instead. But you really need to mean this, okay? Don't be manipulative. Look at her profile pictures and actually point out something that's within them that has nothing to do with her appearance. Or ask her a question about the picture. Just something that will get her talking about her personality or her interests. Trust me.
Exactly. I am a firm believer of that. I thought that spoke. She was spitting facts there, spitting facts.
She was 100% spitting facts.
So
When I was on dating apps, there was nothing about "Hey, beautiful" that ever wanted me to write somebody back and be like, "Hey."
exactly. You know, and normally, like if I mention something about their looks, I try to mention something else as well. Like I'm like, hey, listen, you're not only are you pretty, but you look really smart too. You know what I mean? Or you're like, there's something about them on their profile because I actually read the profiles because I want to know something so that I can engage them a little bit better than just being like, yeah, meh. You know what I mean? I don't know if we like each other or not. It's just like I have a difference of opinion. I want to find out. I want to get an in track because I need to stand out a little bit more memorable. I know that I'm a good looking guy, but there's lots of good looking guys that use filters, and I can't compete with the filter. So here's the next one. These are a couple of ladies from Wisconsin.
Welcome to Red Flags
And green flags
for dating Wisconsin men.
when he drinks milk with dinner. Green flag.
When his favorite football team is Manchester United. Red flag.
When his favorite football team is the Bears. Double red flag. When he owns a boat. Green flag.
When you find out that boat is a one-man fishing kayak. Red flag.
When he takes you on a romantic getaway to the Dells. Green flag.
But then he spends the whole day drinking pina coladas in the wave pool. Red flag. When he has Packers shareholder listed in his LinkedIn profile. Green flag.
When he only has Packer shareholder listed in his LinkedIn profile. Red flag.
When he says he never misses Thanksgiving dinner with his family because they're all up north deer hunting. Green flag. When he brings his glove to Miller Park. Green
Red
flag.
He's a grown man.
You want to be prepared. You never know when you're going to catch a baseball.
When he calls it American Family Field.
Red flag.
When the bar has over 30 Wisconsin beers on tap and he orders a Bud Light in a bottle.
Red flag.
Red flag.
Red flag. Yep.
Red flag.
I found that kind of funny initially. They were, that they're trying to talk about dating, and so they've got.
They were definitely making fun of some cheeseheads.
Oh yes, yes. Actually, they weren't making fun of the cheeseheads. They were making fun of the non-cheeseheads.
True.
Yeah. When you are living in Wisconsin and you're not a Packers fan, that's a red flag to them.
That is a red flag. It's kind of like living in Seattle and not being a Seahawks fan. It's kind of a red flag.
Well, yeah, that's just every homeless person up there. So
yeah, wow.
There's a lot of homeless up there. Yes.
Hence, I'm not.
Yep. And everybody in the state of Chad.
I am currently in the state of Chad.
Got ya. Go
also
Chad
red
something.
Flag. If they tell you they live in South Tampa, red flag.
So I don't bring a glove to the game. I do not bring a glove to the game. And I know you would bang them both. I know that you would, because you can't bang any of them because you are a married guy.
True story.
True story. Next, I don't remember about this girl. I just remember it was worthy of having it up here.
It only takes one bullet. You ain't got that nerve. Try me.
This was the girl that was using TikTok as a dating app. I'm going to show it again because it went by pretty quick. So
it only takes one bullet. You ain't got that nerve. Try me.
there you go. That's a girl who's using TikTok as the dating app. And I tell you, so as we're talking about social media as dating app, the people that have used Facebook as a dating app has the heart in their thing so that they can go check out dating other Facebook people. I have connected with a few. I had somebody text me today when he found out that I had a dating podcast. He's like, I would be able, I could use a girlfriend right about now. He goes, but I'm not going to go on a dating app. However, if I saw somebody who was attractive on your friends list, I would reach out to you so that you could reach out to them and introduce us. And I was like, all right, well, I'll mention that.
That's a little awkward. By the way, I had a girlfriend that tried to hook me up with a guy that lived in Canada. And when she reached out to me, it was like, hey, I want to hook the two of you up. I'm like, what am I going to do with a guy that lives all the way in Canada? Like, I don't know him. I don't know anything about him. I was like, this is weird.
Well, it is a little weird.
It was really weird. We talked for like a day and a half, and it was just weird. It was weird.
Because he'd always end the sentence with "eh." Hey, you look really hot, eh?
He did not say that.
Yeah, you just didn't pay attention enough.
I just think anybody that I have to talk to you on text you on WhatsApp, you're too far away.
Yes, I understand that. That I get. Because I text all the people that I know over in Europe on WhatsApp. Because
so do I.
Who wants to pay that extra money?
Nobody does. I get it, but if you don't want to pay the extra money, then why are we talking? Because then you're not going to want to pay the extra money to come see me. So what are we doing?
So this next girl is a friend of mine on TikTok who is seeing another friend of mine on TikTok, and they met on TikTok.
Ah.
She travels 6 hours to see him when she comes to see him. and she's talking about what it was like to meet him, and kind of. She actually talks. She's actually talking to all of her TikTok people. So roll the clip.
This doesn't really deserve a response, but I'm going to give you one. I'm 32 years old. If I want to date 17 people in a month, I will. You can call me whatever you want. But I didn't do that. I met a guy a month and a half ago off of TikTok. We met once. We hung out once. Y'all got invested way more than I did. I have nothing bad to say about the guy except for he wasn't for me. So here we are, a month and a half later, and I've had a boyfriend for 2 weeks who I also met on TikTok, yes. TikTok is TikTok. I still have a personal life. If I don't like someone, it doesn't affect TikTok. If I date 2 people in 2 months, it doesn't affect TikTok. Fuck off. Thank you.
Thank you. She actually thanked everybody. She's like, fuck off.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Because that's what happens. Everybody gets invested. When you meet
Everybody
somebody
gets
on
invested.
TikTok, you get invested. So, and that's what happens.
You get
And that's
invested.
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, but I get it. I understand. Because TikTok dating is tough. It is very tough. Like I've met a couple of people who I've just tried to hang out with on TikTok a little bit, and it's. I think that people are leery. Well, I mean, and I'm like the Philly sports guy, so it's a different scenario. Like, hey, listen, you're going to meet me as a normal guy, and I could talk to you when I'm talking to you on TikTok. I'm talking to you as the Philly sports guy. So when you see me outside of that, and I don't have the makeup on,
Totally different.
it is a much different experience. And I think people get that they don't know how to draw the line in the sand. So, which is fine. You know what I mean? I don't have to go out. I had a friend of mine. It was her birthday. I was like, hey, listen, I want to catch up with you for your birthday. I want to buy you a birthday drink. Yep. She said, hey, I'm gonna let you know where we're going, what we're doing, how we're doing it, blah blah blah. She didn't. And I didn't be like, oh, hey, I didn't be like, oh, well, you're not going to get a hold of me. You're not going to. No, obviously, it's like you were busy. You had other things going on. If you wanted me to be there, you'd have texted me, and that's fine. It's okay. I don't have to be upset about that. It's all relative. You know what I mean? It's all cool. I mean, we'll run into each other at some point or another. She's a police officer, so it's possible that I'm going to get in trouble at some point, and she's going to arrest me, and that would be a good way of meeting each other. I'm getting fingerprinted. Like, hey, yeah, I was that idiot.
Yep.
So this one right here, this last TikTok is a little deeper,
All right.
and it's a guy, and I just when I saw it, it was something like, you know what? This has got to go into the queue here. So, and I saved it for last because it is deeper. It doesn't talk about dating apps, but it was something that when I saw it, I had to share. So here we go. Roll the clip.
Check out what this new husband said about this picture. The last thing I wanted to do was jump in that pool with my clothes on. I didn't care about those pictures and I didn't want to jump in the pool, but she did. She wanted it. My wife had been married before, but she never had a proper wedding. This time she had a dream. She wanted the fairy tale wedding, so I jumped in the pool. Not because she would have been mad or held it against me, but because it was important to her. And I realized there are going to be things that are important to me that she wouldn't really care about, but I'd want her to be involved in. So I jumped in the pool. Because I love her dreams and her desires. So I jumped in the pool. Her dreams may not be my dreams, but I wanted my queen to know that her dreams are important to me. So I jumped in the pool. Fellas, jump in the pool. It's king stuff to empower your queen. You want her to treat you like a king? Then stand by her. Jump in the pool. Now share this to somebody who needs to know.
And I shared it with all of you guys because I felt I got that moved by what he was saying.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like it was, we talk about it and we make fun of dating and all this other stuff. But ultimately, you're coming on with us so that you can get sometimes out of your own way. Sometimes, you
Out of your
you
comfort zone.
yeah, I mean, I live outside my comfort zone. You know what I mean? So I'm not afraid to do the things. I'm not afraid of the no. I'm not afraid of being told off, being looked at as weird. You know what I mean? Like
No, doesn't. I
I
don't care. But what I
I
will
don't care.
do is if my man wants to jump in the pool, I will jump in the pool. But I also want him to jump in the pool with me.
Well, and I think that's what he was kind of saying, that
Yeah,
it's king stuff,
it is king stuff.
king stuff to jump in the pool.
Jump in
Like
the
listen,
pool.
he didn't want to. He didn't care. He didn't
No,
give crap about those pictures. And you know what? Neither would I. Neither would I. In fact, I'm really not excited about jumping in the pool because now I got to wear that wet stuff afterwards. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not interested. But if it was important to her and I felt that way, listen, when I get married, it's only going to be in a one time. You know, I've never been married before in my life. I know I have a couple of children, and I have my ex, and I kind of call her, you know, my ex-wife. We were kind of married, but we were not legitimately married. And you know, until I get married for real, I'm never going to be married. You know, and when I do get
thank
married,
you.
I am. It's only going to be one time. And if she wants to jump in a pool, then we're going to jump in the pool. Truth of the matter is, I want to get married out at sea. If I get married, I'm getting married out at sea, which means anybody who's coming with me to watch the wedding is stuck out at sea with me
Jump
because
in the ocean.
I want to do it as I like with a sunset behind me. Like I have the whole plan. I was a wedding planner. For all the people that don't know, like I was, you know, one of the things that I did in my life was I planned weddings,
He
and
did.
so I have it all figured out. When I got engaged to Amanda and we started to look at where we were going to have our wedding, I found a boat, had four levels to it, and we were going to do it. We were going to go 30 miles out, and they were going to do it. We're going to get it at sunset. We would have had to go up to New York to do it, and we were going to get everybody on a bus to go up to New York, and then we were going to go out to sea and take the boat down to Philly. And everybody was going to pull in at Philly, and it was going to be like an 8 hour boat trip. You know what I mean? And
Sounds fun.
I, I'm a big piano bar guy. Like so, I had one level that was going to be the piano, one level that was going to be like all the food, the other level that was going to be like club music, like swing and club like type of stuff like that, and then the top level where everybody like it's all the lights and the stuff like that. Like we were going to shoot fireworks off. It was like I had a whole plan. Um, and it was going to cost like $50,000 at the time, which isn't even a lot of money now for a wedding,
No,
you
no.
know. But for an 8 hour wedding, which means that you were going to be stuck on the boat with me for 8 hours, and I wasn't going to make it a traditional wedding. I don't want like I want. I'm going to interrupt the party to have a very small ceremony, and then we get back to the party. And then if we're gonna cut the cake, we're gonna let some people. We're gonna give like, hey, listen, anybody who wants to be part of the cake cutting portion of the ceremony, you can come down here, or else you can continue to party because I don't want to interrupt the party. I want you to remember what a great time it was at my wedding. That's what I would. That's what I would want you to remember. Out of everything else, you're going to remember my wedding day as a beautiful moment in time, and that's how I want it to be remembered, as a beautiful moment in time for everybody who takes a part in it.
True.
And you know, it's like you don't think about that for a wedding. You know, like when people get married, they're more concerned about themselves. They want to make sure it's a great time, but realistically it's, you know, they are very selfish about it, and it wasn't a selfish thing. You know what I mean? I want everybody to enjoy themselves. I want them to remember it for whatever reason. You know what I mean? Like because hey, they met somebody there, or they were hanging with somebody.
Yeah.
They enjoyed this portion. They had a blast. It was just they were hanging at the piano bar, and the piano guy was doing their songs all night long and whatever. I mean, those are the types of things that people remember. When you go to a wedding, they don't remember what the food tastes like. You know what I mean? Nobody cares what the food was. You know what I mean?
No.
And to tell people, hey, listen, you are going to have to invest yourself for 10 hours because ultimately that's what this investment is. You got to drive somewhere. We're going to get you on a bus. That bus is taking you up to New York so you can get on a boat, and then that boat is going to take you to back to your car. And in the meantime, I'm going to get married. That is the type of stuff that I want to do. So when you're talking about the guy jumping in the pool, I understand that. I don't know of any woman that's going to want to do all of that bullshit. You know what I mean? To get married to me. You know what I mean? Probably why I'm single, but that's beside the point. But when you're doing stuff like that and you are making those commitments, the commitment's got to be written in stone. And that's what jumping in the pool's about.
It is really what jumping
Because
into the pool about.
because you are making that commitment and putting it in stone. And hey, listen, I'm in this with you, hell or high water. And high water's coming up fast because we're about to jump into it. You know what I mean? And I thought that was a great picture,
I love the picture.
and the fact that he did that.
I can see myself going, I want a picture of this, and this is what we're doing. And it'd be some crazy, stupid thing. I mean, I do it with my children all the time. All the time.
And
they
you
just
see
look
that
at
that
me
guy.
like,
I mean, that guy is not like your a traditional guy. I mean, he's got tattoos on his hands, and
no, I think the point is that you are being supportive in whatever dream she has, and whether you may want to or not want to, you are going to support what's important to her because she's going to support what's important to you.
exactly, and yes, PJ, and holding your Boris hat.
Probably. And probably wearing that smoke jacket too.
Yeah, that smoke jacket's got to go too.
It's got to
Although,
go.
although there's been a few things in my wardrobe that my ex tried to get rid of, and I wouldn't let her. I would not let her. I have a smoking jacket. I have a smoking jacket that rivals like Hugh Hefner's smoking
Well,
jacket.
I have a phone number to the jean shorts fairy. She will come pick up your jean shorts.
I have a couple of pairs of those. You can't have them.
We're not dating, so we're good.
Yeah, exactly. You said no dating you with jean shorts. I got a few pairs. So
I know you do.
I love my jean shorts.
You can love them
In
all
fact,
day long.
when jeans get a little too tight or whatever, I cut them and I make them jean shorts. Like
Go for it, boo. All
and,
you.
and I'll start wearing Daisy Dukes around.
All you, boo. All you. However,
No,
I'm not having sex with you.
well, we've already established that long ago, so we're not. That's not a big deal.
No. Oh, speaking of bed, though, I am going to head to bed.
I understand that. It's you got your COVID shot. I'm going to stick around for just a few minutes longer, see if anybody is interested in talking a little bit more. If not, I'm going to roll out too. But I can appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, it's. I had a lot to talk about.
I know Sean popped in for a little bit. Sean, if you're still on, hop on with Jamie. I'm going to go to bed, guys.
Here, I'll resend the link for anybody who happens to be on.
Pop in, talk to Jamie. Let him. Somebody asked about a girlfriend calling them names. Maybe they want to pop on.
Girlfriend calling names.
Yeah, I half read the comment.
Oh,
I don't know who it was. You can scroll up. But I love you all. thank you as always. I love Tuesday night date night.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm gonna go tuck myself in. Nobody wants to be around me right now. I'm running a fever. Hard pass.
Exactly. She's got that. She's got the COVID shot sniffles.
I have the COVID shot sniffles and I'm running a fever. So I am going to peace out on you all. Love you. Thank you as always. Have fun with Jamie. I can't wait to hear all about it. Good night.
Good night, Crystal. You have a great night. And there we have it. So, hey, listen, guys, I had a lot to talk about tonight. A lot to talk about tonight with the whole, you know, dating apps. And there has been, like I said, I have tons of dating apps that I am involved in. And they all are have their own kind of wonkiness to them. You know, like yeah, like for instance, I obviously we there's Tinder and Bumble. There's Plenty of Fish, which I'm not a part of. I'm not a part of Plenty of Fish. I'm not interested in that. I don't want to check it out. I don't have any idea or how that even works. I used to be part of Match. I'm not part of Match anymore. Way too expensive. Um, the same thing with whatever that other one is. That's creepy sex story. I've got tons of creepy sex stories, but I'm not going to tell you about them. See, and that's part of the hard part because I am not your a traditional guy. Like I'm not a vanilla guy. You want vanilla ice cream, you go anywhere. But if you want non-vanilla flavor, you gotta find it uniquely, and that's part of the fun. I appreciate that, Danny. Thank you. Yeah, so and I have a different side to me. Like I said, when it comes to actually dating and finding out about people, I enjoy learning about people and talking to people and finding out whether they. I'm gonna turn this TikTok off now. There we go. Bam, done. Get that out of the way now. Bam. Uh, so and all the different ones that I get on, like so for like Ashley Madison. Anybody who gets on an Ashley Madison site, and everybody hears about Ashley Madison like it's this crazy thing. Truth of the matter is that there's not many real women on Ashley Madison. It's mostly guys, and any real women that are on Ashley Madison are very particular on what it is that they want. You know, most of them are looking for sugar daddies, and I'm not, I'm not a sugar daddy guy. You know what I mean? And a lot of things I am. Sugar daddy isn't one of them. I spend my money on sporting events, which means that I ain't buying you stuff at all. Sorry. That doesn't mean I can't go out on a date. We can go out to dinner and stuff like that. That's a whole different scenario. But the way I do it, it's just like, hey, listen, I'm going to this sporting event. If you're interested, you can come with me. I'm game. We could do this. It's fun. But most people don't want to come. If I'm all painted up as the Philly sports guy, you're not coming with me to the sporting event. It's a whole different scenario. It's not going out with Jamie. It's going out with the Philly sports guy. And the Philly sports guy is a different guy than Jamie is. But so, anyways, I posted it back up there again. If anybody wants to come on and talk about their story, I'm going to leave it for a couple more minutes. It's another great night at Dolan's here. We're watching the Phillies game here. The Phillies are tied up 1-1. Yep. We're watching hockey game over here. So there's still sports happening around me because I got the thing with the Philly sports guy here. And there was the softball team here. Softball team here has got a lot of young girls. So if you are looking, most Tuesday nights, softball team comes in. So if you are a single guy and you want to come watch the podcast and maybe talk to some young girls, Dolan's is the place to come. I'm not allowed here as the Philly sports guy because I'm told I'm too loud to be here when I'm all painted up and I'm the Philly sports guy. Really, there was only one woman that complained, and I got booted out of here. So no, I can't come here for that. We go to a different place for that. That's not a big deal, but I'm allowed to do the dating. I'm allowed to do the dating podcast here because I get to show people in their smoking jackets all the time. I'm waiting for Boris. I'm waiting for Boris to make his appearance. And I tell you, Boris actually knows how to have a good time. We haven't seen Boris in a long time. So, but anyways, uh, tonight has been a lot of fun. Like I said, I don't know what dating apps you're on. Like I said, I'm on literally 8 of them. I'm on 8 dating apps. And now that I'm off of TikTok right now, I can actually show some of the things that I show on dating apps. Uh, First off, on Tinder, I'm going to show the Tinder stuff. Oh, I had a few people that actually responded to me. How about that? So, not good. I want to try to find somebody that was worthwhile these dating apps. I tell you, some of these things I don't send those. I don't send those. It scares people. It scares people. I've got big hands, and when I'm holding it, it scares people. Sorry. I know the Irish guys don't really have that same problem. You know, if I was on the Eagles, they'd be calling me BDJ. Just saying. Not trying to hide that or anything. So yeah, you're definitely there. You are correct. They are no go. That all being said, hey, listen, I did send it back out there. If you guys wanted to do the link and come on and talk about this and talk about anything, you can more than welcome. Obviously, nobody's jumping on, so I am going to call it a night. Everybody, thanks again for joining us all night long talking about this. It was a lot of fun. I know that there's going to be a lot of people that are talking about this and watching the show throughout the week. So I really do appreciate you coming on and checking us all out. Definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Two Birds with Jamie and Crystal. It it really will help us out a lot. We're able to get ourselves established and try to get some sponsors here. I'm trying to get a sex toy sponsor. So if you sell sex toys, if you're watching us now, if you're watching us later, definitely if you sell sex toys, I have a spot for you to come on to sell your wares. We're gonna do commercials every 20 minutes. So definitely, please, if you sell them, come on the show. We definitely want you on here. Other than that, next week I am going to be reporting live from a bar down in Cape May, New Jersey. So I'm going to be hanging out in Cape May for the next couple of weeks. So I will not be at Dolan's, which is my local spot here. So if you are down at either Harpoon Henry's or Casey's down in Cape May, check us out. Check me out because that's where I will be. And hopefully the Sixers will not be playing that night because that makes things a little bit more difficult to do both as the Philly sports guy and doing a dating show. But anyways, I appreciate everybody for watching. You guys have a great night. And, it's another successful Tuesday night date night. Let's go. Have a great night, guys.